Come with me on a walk up Sheffield Pike in the Lake District. Parking can be found here at the National Trust Glencoyne Bay car park. We followed the path to Glencoyne Wood, then started our ascent up this farm track. Then we found this hole in a tree where the fairies live. Looking back, you can then see a view on that farm track. This is when I realised that my hair was thinning. At the end of the farm track, there'll be some cottages. You follow the route to the left. The noise of this stream was trickling and made me need a wee. Looking back on yourself, you can see how far you've come and how good the views will be. So just up here, we turned left after this gate, coming away from the actual footpath on OS Maps. Took one last look over Ullswater until we get to the top of the mountain. Heading up this really steep track and keeping the wall to the left of us. We keep on going up. Small view of Ullswater through these trees. Courtney taking a look at the view. Our dog being an absolute crazy head. A giant square stone. Continue up this hill part until you level out a bit. Still keeping the wall to the left of you. Courtney thought it was going to be easier in the snow. She was wrong. This is where I decided to become really technical and start pointing where you should be going. We're walking up this bit here. You then start to come away from the wall here. I'm starting to walk up where my finger was. Underfoot became really wet as I started to splash around. Not sure what Courtney's doing here, but she was definitely not on the path because the path was there. Now that you've climbed quite a bit, you should be able to get these absolutely gorgeous views over Ullswater and Placefell. The further you get on, you'll be able to see the top of Helvellyn on a good clear day behind the nipple. This is where we then rejoined the actual footpath that heads up to Sheffield Pike. And I'm just pointing at the top of Helvellyn there. This part becomes a little bit sketchy and it's a big drop down the other side. Courtney started playing in the ice and the water, but it is super deep and she put her foot through it. After the sketchy bit, you get to this path and you just carry on going, and Courtney's sort of given up. After Courtney's short stop, I decided to stop and wait for her and take in the breathtaking views in the distance. Courtney became a child and started throwing snowballs at me. At this point, you keep on going straight through and up where Courtney is currently standing. It started to level out a bit. We're not far from the top here. Decided to put my hat back on because it was freezing and had a little look around the views. Just here is the top, as you can see. Courtney's running to it. And the bit that everybody's waiting for, here is the view over the top of Sheffield Pike. It is absolutely flipping gorgeous. The views are definitely worth it, 100%. We then decided to have our lunch at the top in this sheltered bit, which is right at the top. If you don't touch it, you haven't completed it. Oh, beautiful. We then headed down the other side of the mountain towards Glenriddin. And this is the route on the map.